Welcome, my Zentangle friends. My name is Emmy, and you are on the Zen with Emmy channel. How exciting is this? I'm so thrilled to be here with you today. And in America, we're getting ready for a Thanksgiving, and most of us are quite excited, and this will be a very cool thing, a cool experience. So, I am a CZT, which means I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, which means I went to Rhode Island to be trained, and then I went to Zen again to be retrained and get more training. And in the interim, I've probably taught for these 10 years, and I've taught hundreds of people and had just a lot of fun doing it. I hope you've had a chance to grab your supplies, and I promise to show you what I did with my tripellation that we were so successful with yesterday. And thank you for sticking with me. I'm so grateful for you. And this is what I did with tripellation, and I can't believe that we had so much success. Again, I'm very sorry it was so long. I've never had such a long video before, but it just seemed to incline toward that. So this is on an artist trading card. That's what I've been using for all of our tangles. Artist trading cards are 2.5 by 4. And I just cut it out of some nice paper and put a sticker on it. And then on the back, I put a little more information. Excuse me. Today, we're doing a really cool pattern called Burrst. Burrst is by Kelly Barone. She is a CZT that is does a lot of things. Her Whimsy by Kelly site has just a lot of wonderful free and great ideas, especially if you like florals. She incorporates her Zentangle into all of these things. So this is something that I did with her pattern Burrst, because I wanted you to see an idea of what you could do with it. Do you remember when we did In a Pod a couple days ago? I thought, well, why not? I like this. Now, I could certainly do more in here, and I've thought about it, but my eye needs a rest sometimes, so I was pretty deliberate about not adding anything in. This is Burrst here in the middle. So let's get started with this very fun tangle. And just before we do, I want to take a moment and go through what my blessings are for the 27th. And I have a quote that mattered to me, and I hope you've got one that you like. Of course you do. And we all count our blessings. And the idea of making our blessings count is something that I like to be reminded of. I'm so happy right where I live now. We have a blue sky, sunshiny day, and that makes so many things possible, doesn't it? So I'm counting my blessings, and I'm going to make them count. And one of my blessings is being here with you today. So what I did with this fun thing is this is a very easy pattern in comparison with some of the things we've done. So what I'm going to do this on this card, and I'm going to grab my pen. I really don't feel I need to work in pencil first. I want to make myself a long line with pen. And then I'm going to make a second aura line to the first. And I'm going to leave enough space so that I can put these down in the middle here and demonstrate to you how much fun this pattern is to do. So this, as you can already see, would be a very fun border tangle. Maybe for your Christmas cards or something. And then an aura line. So I'm going to break these up, and I'm going to do 3, but it's smart of me, I think, to do the middle one first. So I'm going to start with my dot in the middle, and then I'm going to make a line both ways, and that's going to be pretty light, and you could even do it in pencil if you wanted. It doesn't matter. Just a line each direction. You can see that's pretty light. And from here, the rest of Burrst is quite simple. I'm going to come along like this and make an inward curve. And I'm going to make another one here. And you notice I'm not going all the way to the top. That's super important because we're going to do another row on the outside of Burrst. And from here, I'm going to come down with that inward curve, and then make a fourth one here. How cute is this already? So I'm going to extend these lines out just a bit so that I can use them because they seemed a little short to me. And I'm going to do another inward curve. You can see that's a pretty good distance from the first. And another inward curve. 3 and 4. All things are possible in here. You could have some fun making different things, but the pattern itself, this is the thrust of it. The next part of it is she makes a crescent in each of the 4 parts. Now, it doesn't have to be precise. In fact, very likely it won't. And so please allow yourself the grace that that's not important. It's not important to be precise here. And make another one. And you might have room even for another one, and that one is going to go underneath. It's kind of cute, huh? Then let's do this again. Another one. And another one. Do this again on 3 and 4. Another one. And remember, don't try to get these crescents to match up. They won't, and it'll make you crazy. So just allow yourself that. Even though I've already said it before, I can't help but know that some of us are more perfectionists than me. So I would like to do a curved line inside each of these 4 quadrants. Now I have room, just like I did on the sample here, to do one on each side. So I'm going to do that next. I'm going to start here with a substantial dot and then go up all the way and down all the way. And these touch, so I'm going to take advantage of that and make this wide. The next part of Burrst is coming along like this with that inward curve and the other direction. And this way, and then inward curve on the 4th. When I have those, then I'm going to come along, start at any of the quadrants. It doesn't matter. Inward curve, another, another, and another. And then the crescents. So I've seen these darkened, and I think that's kind of cute. And that really, it works out quite well. I am replicating something, so I'm trying very hard to do the same thing on this one that I did on this one. That matters. Whatever I do, I'd like those 3 to be the same, and then the curves in here. Cute, 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 huh? Okay, let's do it again. A stick and a stick. And then the inward curve. And again. As you can see, these do not go all the way to the point, so that your second one can go all the way to the point. But you got the hang of this because we've done it before now. This one looks like it's going to fit closer to that one, so I'm pleased about that. There is a lot of serendipity to Zentangle and to any pattern that you do in Zentangle land. Even though I have an eraser, typically we don't need one, just like now. The pencil is just designed for us to get the graphite and to get a start with a string of whatever kind we're doing. Now I'm in the middle part. I'm going to do that curved line. You may have room for two. It depends on how big yours are. So you know, very likely might. Grab your pencil and your blender stump. And I want to darken on the inside. I want to put graphite on the inside of these. And don't see, see, I'm not worried about going over the bottom of those cute crescents. Not a biggie. And the next thing I want to do is go over the inside of this, of all four of these cute little squares, sort of squares. I'm just laying it on pretty thick. So push your pencil real heavy. If you have it sharp, you'll be able to get into these little areas easier, I believe. And the last one I want to do is around the outside. And again, having a sharp pencil is your friend. At least I've always found that to be the case. You see, I don't worry about if I'm going over those 4 or 3 crescents that I made. I'm trying to get this square that I've made to pop off the page, and this is a good way to do it. Now that I've got that on all 4, stop me if you need to, or pause me if you need a few more. And I'm going to grab my blender stump or my Q-tip. This will be a bit much for a finger, I think. And I have to have a plan here because I have the 3. I hope you use this as a border. I think this would be a hoot to use as a border. Or, you know, you could do a centerpiece with it and as a border. That would be cool too. So you see, I'm not really spreading the graphite. I am just smudging it a little bit. I want it to stay in place. I just don't want it to be quite as tight as that. Also going to put graphite here and here. And because I have the white, I'm going to go ahead and do a little tiny bit of white here in these corners. All 4 corners. So if you have your white pen or pencil handy, or your pen, it could work. Just go ahead and lay a little bit in here. This is just white chalk, but you know, you could, anything you have would work. Look how that just makes it pop. I need to spread that out a little, smudge it out. Yes, I'm using the same blender tool that I used before, and that's okay with me on this because I'd like it to soften it a bit. Nice. Okay, I have enough time with you, I hope. I'm going to work quick on this fun project here. So I've made one for you already, and I'm going to replicate that. So grab your pencil, or pen, excuse me, we don't need a pencil. Yeah, maybe, no, you're right, we don't. Okay, I'm gonna make a big X. Stay away from the top and bottom. Cross your big X. And then do your inward crescent. It's a very clever pattern, I think, don't you? And then the next one is going to go all the way, maybe a little higher than I made my line. So I'll just have to extend it a touch. Very cool. This one, I decided to go around with more of the center pieces. So I'm going to darken every other one. And if you need your 0.5, but there isn't that much here, so you might or you might not, your call. Just grab your 0.5 if you have it handy, or you want to grab it, just pause me. I won't mind. You see, I got 2 there, so I'm just going to have to add an extra one here so that it won't look so wonky. And it looks really cool. All right, so add those crescents. Probably will end up with 3 or maybe 4. Size is everything. I'm going to start with 3. I may end up having to do 4. Cute, huh? And then I put a series of little beads around. First I put this little wavy line around each of the areas. This can be fun too if you're doing a card or something, just to add these darling little beads periodically. They're pretty substantial. And then I did run through the middle with a line that is very light. And grab your pencil. Let's get some shading on the inside of each of these loops. Like this. And around here, the outside. Run right on top of that crescent, no worries there. I'm very much got my pencil in the palm of my hand so that it will give me that bit of shading that I'm looking for here. And then I'd like to go inside of here and here. And I believe I have room. These are a little bigger than my other 3 were. So I'm going to add a little shading into the corner, and that'll give it a fold effect. Okay, blender stump time. Push it around. You don't have to spread it out. Just want it not to be that line that you had before. Gosh, these are always so pretty. So here's my fold, and that's why I'm adding this shading here so that it has that illusion of going in. There we go. Ooh, isn't that fun? Don't bother with the black. We already talked about that. It just doesn't matter. So I want to say thanks again. I'm so glad you were here. If you have a chance, subscribe to the channel and come back again, okay? I'll see you tomorrow for Thanksgiving Day. Bye.